while ago I was asking myself, bro, who is the best person to get creative ideas from and get inspiration from? And then the answer came to me that the best person is my own fucking brain, bro. The best person to give me ideas is my own subconscious mind. And so a few months ago, I was having a bunch of lucid dreams, and I decided I would use these lucid dreams to ask the dream people like for ideas and for inspiration about what I was working on in the real world. So then I started, over like dozens of lucid dreams, I started asking dream characters what they thought of what I was working on and if they had any ideas for me. And I just recorded a bunch of their responses and I collected their names as well. And so the first lucid dream I recall having, I was in like the woods. Oh, also I will say I have a lucid dreaming app called Lucid Dash. That's not an ad, don't fucking download it, don't use it. I'm just telling you this because I was using these lucid dreams to ask dream characters for ideas about the app called Lucid Dash. So I'm just telling you that so that dreams make sense, right? So the first lucid dream I recall when I wanted to get ideas, I was in some woods walking and I came across some table. And at this table was sitting a boy wearing a black hoodie and Donald Trump in a suit and tie. You know, classic Donald Trump clothing, bro. And I came to this table and then realized I was in a dream. And I remembered that I wanted to ask dream characters about like what I was working on and my app in the real world. So I sat down at the table and I said to the boy, "What do you think of Lucid Dash? What do you think of my app?" And he said he told me it was very good and more people should download it. So I was like, okay, yes, this is a good fucking start, bro. This is a good start. So I was like, thanks, bro. And then I turned to Donald Trump. I was like, sir, what do you think of Lucid Dash? What do you think of my lucid dreaming app? And Donald Trump said, you know, I'm not going to try and do a Donald Trump voice or anything, but Donald Trump told me he also thought the app was good. And he said everyone should download it and we should arrest people who don't download it and like call the police on people who don't download it or some shit like that. So I started laughing and then I woke up and then I wrote that down. And after that lucid dream, I was like, well, off to a good fucking start. I'm gonna find some more dream characters and ask them what they think of my app. I remember another dream. I became lucid and realized I was in a dream after running away from someone that was chasing me with scissors. And then I got into a car and I spawned a dream character in the back of the car and I started asking him as I was driving, like, what do you think of my app? What do you think of my designs, bro? He told me he liked the designs. And then after he told me that, as I was driving, we just started talking about what I was gonna work on when I woke up. Like we got talking about like app design and shit, and it was really fun because I knew I was in a dream, and he also this dream character kind of knew he was in my dream as well. And so we were just talking about shit I was gonna do when I woke up. It was fun as fuck. And then we went flying and shit. And so yeah, that was a good lucid dream. And this next lucid dream is a good example of that. Not always, like dream characters don't always help, right? So I remember there was another lucid dream I had soon after that where I was in a forest walking around. Long story short, I ate like some giant fucking donut in this lucid dream before like I realized I was dreaming, right? But soon I realized I was dreaming and I was walking along a lake and I came across this dream character. It was like a guy the same age as me. And I was like, do you know you're in my dream when I became lucid? And he was like, no. And I was like, bro, well, you're in my dream. Do you know now? And then he was like, yes. Like, giving me very short responses. And then I turned to him. I was like, bro, what do you think of Lucid Dash? Like, do you like my app? Then he says to me, I've never heard of it. Like, he said he never heard of my app. I was like, bro, how have you not heard of it? You're in my fucking head. You're in my mind right now. And then he's like, no, I'm not. And then I'm like, yes, you are. You're in my dream. But he seemed very realistic. So I did a reality check just to make sure I was actually in a dream and not like being a fucking schizo person. Like being crazy and like maybe I was actually awake or something. Anyways, I did a reality check confirming I was in a lucid dream. And I was like, bro, you're definitely in my lucid dream. Then he was like, no, I'm not. And then he told me that I was being annoying and talking over him. And then I woke up without getting any help with my app or any ideas or anything. So that's a good example that if you're trying to get answers from a dream character, they are not always helpful. A lot of the times they can be annoying as fuck. Or maybe I was the annoying one and I was annoying him. But anyways, so I remember another lucid dream. This is actually one of my favorites, where in this dream, I wanted to get some ideas for the app. So I remember I was in my living room and then realized I was dreaming. And in my living room was this dream character called Aiden. He was around my age. And I thought this guy, Aiden, was really cool because he seemed very conscious, very intelligent. I don't really know how to describe. This dream was just very clear and I sensed he just seemed like a very conscious dream character. So I went up to this guy, Aiden. I think he was wearing a black coat. And I shook his hand. I introduced myself. And I was like, do you know you're in my dream? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. Like the other dream character in the fucking forest by the lake. I was like, bro, you're in my dream. Do you know now? And then he was like, yeah. And this guy, Aiden, he didn't have a problem with being in my dream. And he thought it was kind of cool. So then we sat down and I said, like, let's talk about my app. And I asked him, do you have any suggestions for my app? And he said to me after thinking for a moment, he said, seal the conviction of the user, seal the inconsistencies the user is facing. That's what he told me. And I was like, I repeated that out loud because I knew I would probably wake up soon. And a lot of the times, in a dream, it's kind of hard to remember exact dialogue. I repeated it out loud and I was like, okay, bro, can you repeat that again? And he was like, seal the conviction of the user, seal the inconsistencies the user is facing. And he kind of like sighed as if it was annoying that I asked him to repeat it or some shit. And I was like, okay, thanks, bro, I appreciate that. At the time, I didn't know what it meant, but like I knew I would just remember it and write it down when I woke up and then kind of figure it out later. And so I asked him, like, do you have any suggestions on like things I should add? What should I add to the app? Then he nodded and started thinking very deeply for a moment. But before he could give me an answer, unfortunately, I woke up. And I'm like, that whole fucking, what is it? Seal the conviction of the user, seal the inconsistencies the user is facing. I don't exactly know what that shit means or if that means anything, but I will say at this time I was watching and reading a lot of shit about like marketing and like copywriting and shit like that. And I think that like infected my fucking brain, bro, and like made its way into my dream. So that's why this Aiden guy was speaking like very confidently. And he was also making like, also before that, he was making like metaphors about fucking business and like comparing it to sports or some shit. That guy was making like crazy business analogies and shit. He was kind of an intelligent dream character. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. And I remember another dream as well. This one I really liked actually, where I was walking through the woods and I got lost in the bushes. And then when I turned around to find my way back to the path, I came across a beach and I realized like, this is fucking weird. There shouldn't be a beach in the middle of the woods. And then from that, I then realized I was dreaming. And I came across a dream character that said his name was Tyler. And then I said to Tyler, what do you think of Lucid Dash? What do you think of my app? Is there anything I should add? And as I asked him that, a fucking app design like flashed in my head, bro. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like I saw an app design flash in my mind and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember waking up from that and getting like some good inspiration for a new design. Because at this time when I asked Tyler what suggestions he had, I was like really struggling to get ideas and get inspiration and shit like that. Also, after that app design flashed in my mind, he said, you're doing good. And that shit, like, I don't know, it seems so simple. He just said I was doing good, but I woke up like happy as fuck. It was like my own brain knew I was trying. My own brain knew I was doing good, bro. I had my subconscious mind on my side. I just thought that shit was interesting. I didn't get like amazing ideas, but this shit, like, it did give me some inspiration, and I thought it was just fun anyways. It was like a funny fucking experiment. And yes, I am asking dream characters for YouTube ideas now. Like, I actually have been asking dream characters for YouTube ideas recently, bro. Every time I have a lucid dream, because I just think it's funny. They've kind of been like shit ideas so far, but I may get some interesting shit to tell you, bro. I may get some interesting shit. So yeah, I don't know. Join the Discord, dislike the video, and unsubscribe from me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.